All right, people, welcome to another episode of the VF Cast. I am VF Baller, and today we're going to have a very special guest today. Another good one-on-one talk with someone who is very, very talented, not only at gaming, but she's talented on the mic. Very good rapper, one of my favorites. I hope you guys get to know her throughout this interview. Mary Mama, aka Amber Cimone. Hopefully you guys check this out and hope you guys enjoy. All right, so today I have a very special guest, somebody I've been following for goodness, how long has it been since we've been following each other on Twitter? What, since 2014?
A very long time now.
It has been a long time, and I know you've been off and on social media because I know you've been very busy. I feel you. Me, on the other hand, I've been doing a lot of stuff with, I done, got this house together, and I done had a son, and so much been going on. But I'm finally back to doing content, and the first thing I wanted to do is start to get people on this platform so I can talk about their ideas or their take on games and the things how they how they game and their whole perspective from it. So a lot of people always think about the guy aspect of gaming, and when it comes to the female side of gaming, is so many things attached to it, and I want to get a real perspective of somebody that I know who like to game and do it and really basically are in about their life when it comes to gaming. So Mary Mommy, how have you been? Where have you been, and what's been going on with you?
Well, I've been well, just pushing, just keep trying to, put my music out there. And as far as gaming, oh man, I will say that as far as gaming, I kind of slacked off a little bit in the last few years. But I'll be honest with you, like with this new PlayStation, man, it's man. I mean, I'm on it. I be on it like I was when I was a kid again, like just all day. Any chance that I can get, I'm on it, trying to play something. But just doing music, trying to elevate each day, trying to do something different, do something better, trying to get better. And that's really it. Oh, and I changed my name from Mari Mama to Amber Cimone. So
Yeah, I do
that's
know that.
that's my new stage name now. I didn't know if you knew or not.
No, I mean I knew that was your first name, so I didn't know you changed it to your stage name. So Amber Cimone. So I will just go ahead and I'll address you as that from now on. But that's all I knew you as, because I mean it's been what 6-7 years now.
Right.
That's all I've
Yeah.
been. That's why I've been following you. And before we get into more deep of the gaming, I mean like once I met you on Twitter, I've been basically one of your biggest fans as far as your music goes. I mean I still have all the stuff. I still have it on my iPad, iPhone. No, I don't have the iPhone anymore, but I have it on my other phone. I have it on my computer. I'm talking about even from the intro album, the one with the notepad on the front. I still have that, and I listen to what you have now, and I think about the audio back then. I was like, yo, you really was doing this independently. So, you've come a long way, but your talent is just shining, and I hope more people will listen to what you got going on. And before we go any further, I want people to know where they can find that music, and because I believe a lot of people really need to listen to your music. You're very talented.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You was like the first. I never forget. You was like the first one that like shared my music. That's when I first started. Like a lot of people will never hear intro, re-intro. Like
Right.
that was raw. Like so, man, you just brought me back.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
I didn't even know. I listened to the outro of intro. I know that sounds weird, and I noticed that you gave me a shout out on that album. I didn't even realize it until I was listening to it the other day. I was like, "Whoa, that's what's up," and I really appreciate that because I mean, even back then, I wasn't really thinking about hearing my name on a music, but that was pretty cool. But
Right.
definitely, you still have the is it the Bandcamp link? You still have that or?
Yeah, I still got everything. As far as finding my music, you can find it on Apple, Spotify, Bandcamp, SoundCloud. YouTube, just search Amber Cimone, and that's Amber Cimone, and I should be there. Like you should have no problem finding me.
Oh, definitely. I'm gonna put that in the description of the video. And I haven't started putting my stuff back on the podcast links yet because I put to the hiatus because I don't do many live. I haven't done many live podcasts in a while because with my son I've been very busy with work as well.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm
Right.
able to record, so it's much easier to do it this way right now. And I'll definitely put the link so people can find your music. They really need to take a listen to it. Let's get into the gaming thing. So let's go right into the PS5. I don't have one, but what do you love about the PlayStation 5? Because I've been seeing you've been streaming a little bit, and give us your thoughts on the PS5.
Yeah, I'm trying to get into the streaming just a little bit, but oh man, my little lady, she wanted the Xbox. Like that was her thing. Like I want the Xbox. I didn't want the Xbox. I wanted the PlayStation. But in my opinion, the Xbox One was better than the PlayStation 4. To me, that is my
You bet.
personal
You
opinion.
better be careful because you know how people are when you say
Hey,
that.
I mean, that was my personal opinion. I've always been a PlayStation, like from GTA. When GTA was exclusive, you can only play GTA on the PlayStation. Like, I've
Yep.
always been PlayStation. But I'll be honest, when the 360 hit and then the Xbox One hit, I kind of switched over a little bit. Don't forgive me, y'all. I switched over, but but with me playing the new Xbox and the PlayStation, oh my goodness, the PlayStation, the controller, like it's just got a good feel to it. As far as exclusive, I always felt like the PlayStation kind of had the edge in that kind of realm.
Right.
But this new PlayStation, like I just like the feel of it. I like the interface. Like when you turn it on, it just look crisp. Like, and I feel like with the Xbox, it's kind of like you turn it on, it kind of look like the other Xbox. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
it,
saying?
it does. It does. Because I
You
have
see
both.
it?
Like you see right behind me, I have the Xbox One S, and I got the series right over here at the bottom. And when you cut them on, they're very very similar. I agree. With the at
Mm-hmm.
PS5, a lot of people are saying that they do have a new. It feel like a brand new experience. And unfortunately, I've been stubborn. I couldn't got a PS5 like from day one, really, if I wanted to. But I'm not one of those ones that like to try to rush and try to get it online. I'm the type to try to buy stuff out the store. That's how I got my Xbox. I got it out the store, and I kind of regret it a little bit because I am behind on the PlayStation stuff because I'm a big PlayStation fan, as far as the PlayStation 2 and the PlayStation 3. Well, I'll say, yeah, because the PlayStation 4 that and the Xbox is kind of neck and neck to me. I played the PlayStation 4 for the exclusives. I played the Xbox One for the interface because I mean it felt more
Mm-hmm.
smoother, and some of the games on it just ran slightly better when it comes to online play. But for the most part, I should have jumped on the PlayStation 5 when it time, and it's supposed to be getting better when it comes to actually buying one. But I should have had
Mm-hmm.
one around my birthday back in December. 'Cause I was just being stubborn. Kind of regret it a little bit. You said something about Grand Theft Auto, so we're talking about Grand Theft Auto on the PlayStation 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what was your experience with that game? Because I think everybody they loved that game and all the games that came behind it. So when you
Yeah.
started playing the game, what was your experience like, and how far did you take into Grand Theft Auto?
Well, you know what? When I first started gaming, like it was we were playing like Zombies Ate My Neighbors,
Okay.
Mortal Kombat, and Madden when the players were this small, like you barely
The
see them.
old school Madden, yeah, yeah.
The old school Madden, and that's kind of what I was into. But my step bro was playing this game one day. I never forget. I went over there and I'm like, dang, this looks fun. But, they were shooting people, all kind of stuff. My dad, was kind of like, well, I don't know if you should be playing this. He's a boy and I was a girl. So it's kind of like, I don't know. But I played it and I said, you know what, Dad, I want this. Like, I like this. So they let me get it and I've been hooked ever since. Like, I never beat Grand Theft Auto 3. I
Yeah.
never could beat it.
When you get close to the end of that game, it gets really tough. Especially, I don't know how far you got, but I remember when you got to go to the construction site and you got to go on the dock.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
those two,
Yep.
those last two missions are like very difficult. It took me a long time to beat that game, so I'm with you there. Um,
Yeah, it's crazy you say that. That's the board I got stuck on. It was the construction mission. I couldn't beat it. I just
right.
had to put it down.
Yeah. Well, I don't want to spoil it for you if you ever actually trying to beat it. What happens is you end up getting to the end, and what happens is when you get to the end of that, somebody dies. I can't remember who it is, but I remember they had who
Mm.
the lady who portrayed you at the bank robbery. She sticks like this big metal pipe in the back of the whoever he was trying to save. I can't remember, and you gotta
Mm.
you get a letter to say to meet them at the dock. Well, it was like at a dam or whatever. Now going to the dam is like really, really difficult because they got like trucks trying to run you over. Guys with the cartel has like high powered rifles. You have to get through all of that, and once you get through that, you got to pick up the bazooka and shoot the helicopter as they're trying to escape. But by the time you get there, you got to get to that point first. So it's really difficult. So I don't blame you. So if you want to know how it ends, that's basically how it ends. Because a lot of us,
Okay.
I know a friend of mine, he actually was talking about it on Twitter the other day. They did not beat Grand Theft Auto 3. Did you
Hmm.
get into Vice City or San Andreas?
Yes, I was on it. Like when they came out, I was on it. I beat both of those. In
Okay.
my opinion, I like Vice. I love Vice City. I love the 70s. It was a 70s thing,
It
80s
was
thing.
80s. It was 80s. Uh huh.
80s, 80s. I love that. And I feel like my favorite has always been San Andreas. Like I just like that
All right.
90s,
All right.
LA, it was cool. Like that was my favorite one. I beat both of those, but I had to say those two were my favorite.
San Andreas is probably the best Grand Theft Auto game ever created, in my opinion. For what you
Mm-hmm.
can do in that game, you can start off in LA, go to San Francisco, end up in Las Vegas. You had three cities plus all the backwoods, the mountains, the desert. You had so much in it. Even with don't get me wrong, Grand Theft Auto 5 is great. I love it. But I think with San Andreas, you could do much more in that game compared to Grand Theft Auto 5 because Grand Theft Auto 5 is more like online based now. You got to do all this online stuff. But the game
Yeah.
itself, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas is probably one of the best ones. Now I'm gonna jump back a little bit. You said you started playing games when Madden players were really really small. Now you know me and you started talking about gaming when it came to Madden, and I know you.
Yeah.
And a lot of people may not realize this, but you are a big football gamer. What are your thoughts with not just the small, the small player Madden, but Madden today? What are your thoughts about both?
Ooh. Oh my goodness. Where do I start? Where do I start with this game? Oh my goodness. Me being younger at the time, there could be some details that I probably missed with the older Maddens, but in my opinion, as I remember it, I loved it. Like it was fun. I feel like everything was there for me. Now, like I said, I was younger. It might have been like technical or mechanical things that I might have just didn't see just because I wasn't looking.
Right.
But um, this, oh my goodness, this, I can't even play Madden now. To be honest, like I have it, but it's so glitchy. There's all the crazy stuff going on. Like it's not smooth. Like I really, I want to like it, but
It comes off really wacky at times. It
yeah,
really does. And I
yeah.
try to make the most out of it. I tell people that I play it for what it is. And it's a shame you shouldn't have to because, I mean, I know you back in the day, like back in the PlayStation 2 days, it wasn't like that. We played the game and everything that we wanted was pretty much there and we had fun. Now it's like the
Mm-hmm.
change of pace of the game, some unrealistic stuff be happening. And they're trying to make things better on that game, but it's just not where it needs to be. But um I feel at the end of the day, you have to go on the game with very low expectations now. You can't play the
Yeah.
game like how you used to, and it's unfortunate. But I at the end of the day, I'm really impressed because when you started watching my content back then, I did not know that you were actually a fan of playing Madden. I didn't know that, and
Yeah.
with you being from Detroit, you are a Lions fan. I would assume. Don't feel bad. Don't you see this right here? Don't feel bad. I'm a Falcons fan, so we both down in the dumps. Y'all got rid of Matthew Stafford and y'all got Jared Goff.
Mhm.
What are your thoughts about that?
Oh, that's tough. I I don't even know who to necessarily blame. You know, it's like with the Lions, I've been watching them lose for so long, like 0-16 and all of
Yeah.
this. And I mean, with certain things happening in the world as far as protests and everything, I kind of started stop. I started slacking off on watching football only because it was like, well, they got all this stuff going on, and I'll be honest, I slacked off on watching it, and it just didn't feel right. I really didn't like how they did Colin. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It
Kind of
kind
did
of,
Kaepernick. Yeah, I totally understand that. Yeah.
yeah, it kind of like, well, dang, like you treat your players like that, you know. He is a Super Bowl quarterback, like you know what I'm saying. That was crazy.
Right.
So, but as far as the Lions, from what I'm seeing, I don't know. It just seemed like an ownership thing. I don't even think it was just Matthew Stafford. I don't think that's gonna solve it. In my opinion, I think it starts with ownership. Like you need to just overhaul everything and just rebuild everything. I don't think it's gonna make that much of a difference in my opinion. I
Yeah,
don't know
I can
though.
understand that. I mean, it's I'm not gonna say it's a lateral move because Stafford is a really good quarterback, but I don't think
Right.
that's the end all be all. I think as a
Yeah.
collectively, the entire organization has a lot to transform, and every time they try to transform it, it is not the significant jump that it needs to be. So you're always in that
Mm-hmm.
little treadmill when you're just running in place.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what to say about my Falcons. I'm really excited about it, and most of the stuff on my other channel has been talking about that because my this is going to be on my gaming channel. The other channel I do is mostly Atlanta Falcons and Georgia Southern football, and I like what they're doing because they're actually taking the time to do that big transformation that what
Mm-hmm.
your Lions should do. We got rid of the
Right.
GM, we got rid of the coach, and not only that, we didn't get a coach that's like flashy. We got a coach that just wants to focus on football. And I think that's something that not only that the Lions could use. I think any team that feel like they're stagnant, you just got to get back to basics.
Mm-hmm.
And like you said, the
Mm-hmm.
ownership is. I mean, your ownership is not really focused on that. I think the ownership we had before Arthur Blank, our owner, they weren't focused on that too much either. And
Mm-hmm.
now you see like it's been so much. I mean, with 28-3, we lost the Super Bowl, and even throughout all that time, we always tried to have a competitive team. But it always started, like you said, with the ownership. I mean, Arthur Blank, he wanted to have a team that's competitive, and once you guys get that, I think you guys will be fine because you guys have a few good pieces, but it doesn't matter if the guys on top or the leadership is not doing what they're supposed to do. So I totally agree with you on that.
Right.
Pistons got the number
Right.
one
Right.
pick. Pistons got the number one pick.
Yes.
Have you been following your Pistons?
Oh, man. And I'm laughing because it's like I was such a diehard Pistons fan. I feel like back when they were like in the championship talks and everything,
Right,
they did these trades that people didn't necessarily think they should have did, and they
right,
worked out.
right.
I
Yeah,
feel
because
like
y'all
with
got a
the
ring back in '04, so y'all did y'all
oh
thing.
yeah, we did our thing, but I felt like with the Pistons, it all went downhill when they traded Chauncey. They tried to do something. They traded Chauncey and they got AI and it just went downhill. And I'm watching and I'm watching. I'm like, oh my goodness, what is happening? We went from this to this. But as far as now, I haven't been following like the draft picks or anything, but I hope that they make the right decision because the Darko situation, the Carmelo, what could
Oh
have been,
man,
what would
Darko
have
Carmelo.
been. You know what I'm
Oh man, that was
saying?
terrible. Y'all got Darko and forgot about Melo. Oh, y'all took Darko over Melo. That's oh man, terrible, terrible.
Oh my gosh, I'm just hoping it's not another one of them. As long as they make the right pick, they do got a lot of nice young pieces right now. I don't know as far as who's coming out of college that's up there right now. I haven't been following that, but I know we got a lot of nice young pieces, and I'm hoping that they just make the right decision.
Yeah,
And
it's been pretty tough to follow because everything that happened with the pandemic. You haven't been
right.
having the spotlight on players like you used to. So I know there's a lot of good talent coming out of college. I don't know their names, but from what I've seen, there's a lot of good talent. So I think any pick y'all get, anybody y'all pick should be a pretty decent talent. But the problem is does it fit what y'all are doing? I mean, you want to get a guy there that actually can change the culture and actually turn around the franchise. I mean, you look at Memphis, look at Jay Morant. I mean, he went there and changed the whole makeup of what the whole makeup of what Memphis is. I mean, look at the Hawks. They got Trae Young, and you see exactly they changed the entire. You don't want just to get a good player that could put up numbers. You want a player that actually changed the dynamic, changed the face of the team. So that's going to be that's going to be the challenge. So, I mean, I don't think y'all should have a problem with that, especially having a number one pick. Let's jump into basketball a little bit because I know you do play NBA 2K. You have the next gen game on PS5, correct?
Right.
So, how you been playing? What do you think about that game? What do you think about that?
Actually, I had bought the PlayStation 4 version as well because I got a friend who doesn't have the 5 yet. So I've been jumping back and forth between the two. As far as the 5, my career has always been like very repetitive. Like it gets kind of boring. And I'll be honest, like the last maybe 2 or 3 2Ks that came out, I never finished them. Like I never finished a story because it's like you doing the same thing over and over and over. Yeah. So it's like, oh my gosh, like I'm tired of doing this. It's kind of like that now. I haven't finished the story. I'm determined to finish it, so I'm going to finish it this time. But it's like the rep system is excruciating. It's like you have to go as far as trying to become a legend in a rep in a my park and the rec. Right. It's excruciating. You have to play a lot of games.
Gotta grind.
You gotta really grind, like, and I feel like they should have. I don't know if you saw, but Candace Parker's supposed to be on the cover of
2K22. Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
I'm definitely buying that cover. I'm buying that for that cover. Definitely getting that. That's so awesome. That's awesome.
It is. Yeah. Man, I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too, because it's bad that I ain't gonna say it's bad, but it's tough because they don't have their own game. But it's good that this game is representing them very well, because when you go in to play NBA 2K, they're represented very good, and they have their own little spot in the game that's where it really feels like it's their own game. So that's awesome. Yeah. And I'm definitely. I mean, I don't know which how to get that cover, but I'm buying a physical copy of that with her on it because that's pretty historic and it's really cool to see that. I haven't really got into NBA 2K in a while. I play a little bit NBA Live, and I don't want to go down that road because I'm playing that. I'm playing that game for educational purposes, and I'm really saying I really mean that when I say that. I'm playing that game for educational purposes, but as far as NBA 2K, I love the game for what it is, and I kind of took a back seat from basketball because of, like you said, the repetitiveness of my career. It's a grind. They want you to pay money to be really good instead of like learning your skills. And the last my player story I beat was the Spike Lee one, the 2016. Now that was a pretty decent one. I completed that one, and that was fun. I did a little bit of 2K19's one as well. That was a good one too. But I feel like that the game itself, if you want to do in my career, I hate that it's kind of geared towards you trying to spend money instead of grinding, because I feel like if you're going to go out there and grind, it should be like how it is in real basketball. You go out there and put in that work. You go out there and do what you got to do to get good. But they limit the grind so slow, so it feels like you have to take forever just to be decent. Yeah, and it's really unfortunate that they do that. I'm trying to jump to anything else. I know you play a little bit of PUBG as well. I'm very surprised that you play PUBG because not too many people that I know really get into it, let alone a female, and I find that really interesting. I've watched you play on your streams, and you're pretty good at it. So not only just with PUBG, first person shooters in general, like what are your take on it? Are you a big fan of them, or are you just a fan of PUBG?
I like first person shooters. I have Call of Duty too. I've always been a big fan of Call of
Ooh,
Duty.
I'm gonna get into that in a second
Yeah.
because we're gonna talk
Okay.
about no keep going, but
Okay.
I'm gonna talk about something that people definitely do not know. But go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, I love first person. I got the Call of Duty on the 5. With PUBG, I like the what you call it, battle royale style. I like that. Like I enjoy that. I feel like it's so like intense sometimes. Like when you make it to the end, like, oh my god, like I love it. Like, and the graphics are not good. Like they not like they could be better. You know what I'm saying?
It's an indie game, so it's an indie game. So.
Right. Like people will look at it and say, "Ugh, why it look like this?" You know what I'm saying? My light going in and out.
I see. It's all good. Keep going.
You want me to fix it? Or you want me to just
keep going. So,
okay.
With everybody know it's authentic when you do that. Like, let's keep going.
Okay. Like I was saying, people will look at PUBG and they'll say, ugh, like, you know, I look like this, or why skipping, or why this. And I'm like, you know, just enjoy the game. Like, once you get past all that, it's a fun game. Like, I know it's not Call of Duty, but like, it's fun. Like, I really, really enjoy it, especially when you're on there with your friends and, you know, you're trying to make it to the end. And with Call of Duty, only thing I'll say about Call of Duty is I like Call of Duty, but I feel like the campaigns are a little too short sometimes.
It's not like how it used to
really
be.
Fast. Yeah.
Let me tell you something that people may not know. I know y'all don't know. I know this, and I might surprise, you know, Amber when I say this. You're one of the few people that I know that was a fan of which one? Call of Duty, the big red one?
Yes.
And what was the other one? Yes. Is it Finest Hour or something like that? It was one. It was they two came together, but I know you was a big fan of the big red one, the Call of Duty.
Yes.
So you go back. You're not just one of these people that just like, oh, I like Call of Duty because of it just came out. You've been around at this for a while. So how did you fall in love with that game?
Oh my goodness. I think I just randomly, because I used to work at GameStop. I can't remember if I saw it or if I just randomly picked it up. I really can't remember, but I know I got the game. And I'm like, let me try this, you know, Call of Duty Big Red 1. And oh my goodness. I did play Finest Hour, but I didn't like it as much as Big Red 1. Big Red 1 just resonated with me so much. Like, it was so good. Like, the story, I felt like I was in it. Like, it's right. It was so good. And man, that's still my favorite Call of Duty. I don't care. Like, that's still to this day my favorite Call of Duty.
I have it back here behind me on the original Xbox, and I've played it one time when it first released. So I'm with you. It's a very good game. I told myself I'm gonna go back and play it again. I just never got around to it, but I'm definitely gonna go and run through that campaign again. It's one of the rare games that nobody really talk about in the Call of Duty series, if not the most rare one. Because when people think Call of Duty, they're already thinking about Black Ops and Modern Warfare and all the other ones. But when you take it back to its roots, I mean, Call of Duty was like a really, really good game back then, and a lot of people just don't realize it, you know. So I got a couple more questions before we go, because I think we've been going almost 30 minutes. It's been doing pretty good. It's been a real good conversation. I really appreciate you and your knowledge of games. Your knowledge on games and just music and sports is phenomenal. You know, you don't hear this enough when it comes to the other gender, and we need more of this. Talking to y'all, I ain't gonna say that. I ain't gonna say who I'm talking to, but they the ones that like to show visuals before they show skills. But I'm not gonna get into that. I'm not gonna get into that. Those 1UP arcades, I'm jealous because I want some. I have this whole strip back here that I'm gonna try to get either the 1UP arcades or I'm gonna build my own arcade cabinet. Two things. So two things. One thing. What do you know about them games behind you? The Pac-Mans and the Street Fighters. What you know about that?
We was playing Pac-Man on Sega. We was playing Pac-Man and Street Fighter. That's the classic. We was playing all that. I got Centipede over here,
Oh,
and
man,
man, we.
I'm struggling. Shit, I gotta get like you. I got because that's the next thing I want to do. I got all the consoles that I want. I want to get some arcade cabinets, and every time I see one in Walmart, I say I want to get one. I want to get one. And my wife look
Man,
at me like, if you want it, you could get it. And I'm like, yeah, but then I think about it because I'm thinking about I want to build my own. So I don't know. I'm back
yeah,
and forth with that. So, but Street Fighter, like everybody should know about Pac-Man. I mean, you gonna talk about that too much.
you're
Street
right.
Fighter, your history about that whole side of fighting games, and well, how do you feel about the Street Fighter stuff?
I love Street Fighter. Personally, I've never been good at fighting games, so I'm kind of like one of those players that just press the button. Like I'm just press the button and see what happens. Like I've never been good. Like I love them, but I've never been good. It's
Right,
one
right.
game that I'm just like whatever. Or the combat I get on. Let me just press and see what
See what
happens.
happens, right? No, it's all good. I
Yeah.
mean, I mean, a lot of us did. I did that for a long time, and I started getting into Street Fighter around the Super Nintendo era. So I
Hmm.
remember because my cousin, he was a Sega kid, and he had the Sega Genesis version, not the Super Nintendo one. And what we
Hmm.
did was we would swap consoles back and forth, and that's how I learned about the Street Fighters and stuff. But as far as the arcade cabinets, I could never get into them until maybe about 10, 15 years ago. Because I used to love going to the
Hmm.
arcades, but I never got into them. And I just never was good at them until I said, you know what, I'm gonna learn. I bought me an arcade stick. I started playing, and ever since then I've been
Right.
on it. But I find you got three, you got the centipede. I find that very impressive because I'm so jealous. I want a few of them. I want the NBA Jam one that came out
Yeah.
recently. I want that one,
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. If I can get those three, I'll probably be good. But then again, I said I may
Hmm.
build my own where I put my own arcade games on it. So I forgot what was the other thing I want to ask you. Oh yeah. So really, what's next for you as far as gaming and your music?
Well, as far as gaming, I'm waiting for Back for Blood. I think it's supposed to be kind of like a,
Left for Dead the
I don't
game?
know, Left 4 Dead. Yeah,
Right,
right.
right,
It's
right.
supposed to be like Left 4 Dead, and with gaming in general, I feel like there should be more co-op, couch co-op, all
Oh,
that. Like,
yeah, you a
I
throwback for
really,
real. Oh man.
man. I need it. Like I want it. Like, I love it. Like and a lot of games don't incorporate that. Like I think if they did, that would be dope. But I'm waiting for Back for Blood. Me and my homies are already saying, get that. We getting that. We getting on it. Like
Right, right, right.
so, I'm waiting on that, and really trying to get this 2K. I'm trying to hit 99 if it ever happens, but I don't know. But
It's a
um,
grind, I tell you.
is an unnecessarily excruciating grind, but I'm gonna try to do it. And what else? True. As far as gaming, that's the one game I'm really waiting on. I'm of course waiting on the Candace Parker cover to come and see what else PlayStation comes up with as far as exclusive. Because right now the PlayStation don't got many games really
Yeah, I think
that you can really.
the whole industry in general is kind of like running really slow because they're,
Yeah.
they're they're catching the effects of the pandemic as well because everybody basically
Hmm.
took a year off making games. So that's why you see the games that are out now are like indie games. They're not like the big AAA games because a lot of those games
Hmm.
take a lot of development and stuff. And those are the type of things that we have to pretty much wait on. And
Yeah.
are you working on any music or what are you doing? Because I know you've been pretty busy working and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm actually got a few things happening as far as musically. I did get a contract to distribute my music through Sony Orchard. It's like a small subsidiary of Sony.
I remember you
And I
said
just
that. That's
feel like,
awesome.
yeah, it's a step in the right direction. Like nothing is overnight. Like you
No,
may
you're
get
right.
lucky and something may happen overnight, but usually just like gaming and it's on the ground. Like you just gotta keep going, keep at it. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to re-release the last two projects that I put out with new covers, and I added a track on each one, and
Okay.
just to say, hey, this is gonna be a new step, a new journey, and then I am gonna be working on all new music. And I might be having, I don't know if you know, like I know a lot of hip hop fans back from the 80s and 90s might know Sadat X.
Mm-hmm.
Some people may not know him, but I'm working on a song with him. Like I ain't really told nobody yet, but
Okay.
I'm telling you first.
All
I'm
right,
working on a
man.
song
Hey,
with
hey,
Sadat.
that's
Hopefully
what's up.
that and
And I hope you,
hopefully
I hope you get much.
yeah.
Yeah, I hope you get much success because you're very talented. I mean, this channel is really mostly about gaming, but I learned
Mhm.
about you through your music, and I saw the talent day one. Soon as I heard as soon as I heard your voice and heard the bars you were spitting, I was like, look, this is somebody that needs to be put out there. And anything that I could, I would share your music. I was
Yeah.
let people down here in South Carolina, Georgia, let them know what you're doing. Not only just from here where I am, from Atlanta to all a part of Georgia. I've been trying to share your music as much as I can because it's really good. It's really good music, and people need to listen to it. I will be having that link down where they can find your stuff. You said it was where you said it was again, like you said, iTunes and where else?
It's just everywhere. It's Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, Google, wherever you listen. Title is gonna be there. You just gotta search Amber Simone, and the Simone is spelled Cimone.
C
I'll
I
be
M O N E. Definitely gonna be
there.
putting that out there, and hey, this has been a real good conversation. I really appreciate it. We got to do this again.
Yeah,
We definitely got to
we
do this
got
again.
to.
And then see
We
what.
got to because
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. No, I was just saying that it hasn't even felt like we've been talking that long because that's how
No,
good the conversation been. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. And like I said, this I will tell you, this has been years in the making. I remember when you used to I the call-in show I had when you called in that one time, and we really never got to elaborate on what we're doing, what we want to talk about because I knew like you do what you do to get your exposure out, and you do a really good job. But I wanted to let people know from my perspective and people that listens to me and people who follow me. I want people to know, look, this is some good talent right here. Not only just with the music and the personality, the gaming, just the things that you put out there on social media. I mean, just awesome. And people need to know who you are. And I'm do everything I can to keep pushing your content and pushing the music. I'll continue to do that. I mean, you definitely have a fan in me. I mean, I think you've known that since the first album,
Yeah.
2014, 2015. It's been that long. But like it's been that long, and look how far you've gotten. You got the distribution deal and you keep on pushing, and you got to re-release this stuff. Y'all need to go check this stuff. Check her music out. Check out what she do. I'm going to put your Twitch channel in the description as well. I'm going to have all that stuff so people can find out who you are, your Twitter, all that good stuff. So we definitely got to do this again, and I really appreciate the time that you given me. I really appreciate it. And until next time, we're gonna do this
Okay.
again.
Okay, and I appreciate. I had so much fun. Of course, I was nervous. I was nervous. I'm like I'm awkward, but no, you like it was nice. Like you smooth.
Hey, I
It was
try, man. I
like
try.
cool. Yeah, it's like second nature to you. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I
So
appreciate it.
it
I'm just trying. I'm just trying. I just try to make the best of the content. So, we're gonna roll out of here. And if y'all like this, let us know in the comment section. We're having, putting this up, and you guys need to check this out. And if you do like it, let us know. If you want to find out all her stuff, do the same, man. Go to her stuff and give her a rating on whatever you can, and listen to her and support the content. She does great work. All right, y'all. Till next time. Y'all be easy. Peace.